Hey, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite product research tool by Jungle Scout. It's going to be the first video in the new series that I'm doing, going over all of my favorite tools that they offer. This tool just found me a killer, low competition, high demand market that I am officially selling in. I placed my down payment on it 5 days ago, March 15th. I paid $583 for an order that will total about $1,900 for 350 units. So I'm very excited. That's just what reminded me of showing you this, because I've been using this a lot lately, and it is bringing up some really, really good ideas. And what it does is it reverse engineers the process of product research. So normally how you do it is like this. Ready? You find a product, and then if you're smart, you go and look at how much search demand that has. Here, you start with a keyword phrase that customers are searching that then relates to a market or a product. So it's quite the opposite process, really. We're looking for a search term because Amazon is a search-based engine. Rarely do people come to Amazon. Here's a product I was just looking at earlier. I mean, it was called Forever toilet paper. I thought it was something different, but I don't even know what it was talking about. So rarely do you come to Amazon and just kind of go, oh, what's in here? Right? Like, I don't even know what I just clicked on. Exactly. It's not even products. But anyway, it's not very browse friendly, right? There's these slight recommendations, there's some watches, and then it's mostly just like, hey, review this product, here's some stuff you looked at in the past, inspired reviews, here's some books you might like. But really, the majority of Amazon customers come to Amazon with a need. Hey, I need a new bamboo straw. If that's a thing, it probably is. There we go, new bamboo straws, right? Very sustainable, very crunchy. So that's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for one of these. So when you search it, you might be used to using Jungle Scout's product database. It looks quite similar, but when you get results, they won't be products, they'll be keywords, and they'll have a specific search demand. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how to use that tool. Here we go. So we've got Opportunity Finder open. The first thing it's going to ask you to do is select categories that you would want to sell in. So I'm going to select arts, crafts, and sewing, beauty and personal care, home and kitchen, industrial and scientific, kitchen and dining, patio, lawn and garden, office products, tools and home improvement, and we'll leave it at that, actually, just to keep it kind of within that niche. I don't think we're going to do sports and outdoors or pet supplies. I kind of like this home, generic product, crafts niche. So we're going to go with this. And you can feel free to use, you might want to do pets and pet supplies and sports and outdoors and nothing else. Or you might want to do just arts, crafts, and sewing and absolutely nothing else. That's totally fine. However you want to use it is absolutely perfect. Next, we're going to go over to filters. Now, the first filter is going to be average monthly units sold. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull that up to about 200 to 290 units sold. So let's get closer to 300 here just to kind of dictate some demand. About right under 300, right? So just about 10 a day. My goal for any product is $10 profit and the ability to sell 10 units a day. So I'm not looking for these big, extravagant, six-figure product earners. I just want a product to make me $3,000 a month, $100 a day. And if you could do that, then you could do it again if you know the repeatable, scalable process. And I'll tell you, it does exist. And part of it is knowing how to find the correct markets, which you're learning how to do right now. If you guys don't have Jungle Scout already, I forgot to mention this, there will be a link in the description and you could get a percentage off, so don't pay full price for it if you don't have it already, just use that link. Average monthly price. Now, a lot of people put this, in my opinion, way too high. Like, they put it to 19 or 20 or maybe 18 to 50. Right, and I understand the logic there. You only want to sell things that make X amount per unit. And if you want to make $10 per unit, I do recommend this. But if you're on a tighter budget, or even for the sake of product research, I'll set this really low. Because again, we can go into a market, increase the value of the product, and then charge more for it if it's a better product. Perfect example is a product I'm launching right now. A search volume of 17,000 just for the main keyword. There's about 15 main competitors on page 1 out of 50, so really good, not a whole lot of competition. Everyone who is selling the correct product, it's a very specific tool, is making anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 in revenue. Most of the big guys doing 15, 16, 20, 50. right? And none of them have more than 70 reviews. But the average monthly price, I actually found it in Opportunity Finder, was only about $10 to $12 because most sellers are just selling this one tool, and it's not very expensive to make. It's actually made out of plastic. And then the other sellers, actually just one or two other sellers, combined it with an additional bundled item, and they now charge twice as much as everyone else and make more than some of the people that are just selling the one individual item. So we wouldn't have even found that market. And now what I've done is I've of course increased the value even more than those guys. So I've bundled several things together to make this kind of ultimate kit here within my market. I wouldn't have found that market if I had set this to 18 or 20 or 25 or 20, whatever the minimum is that you want that's up in those higher ranges. So by setting it lower, we're essentially not guaranteeing we'll sell any of those low price ones, but we might be able to find a lower price market where we can raise our value. And we're going to use the same logic and kind of pull down our maximum price to maybe about $30. So we're kind of looking in this $10 to $30 range. It's an impulse buy range. We should be able to lock in some very good profit margins anywhere in there as long as our sourcing cost is good. So that's one of the main things you'll be looking for. That's monthly search volume. We're going to set this to about 555 to 20,000. So I want at least about 20 people a day, so right there near 600 searches per month. That's the low end of how many people I want looking for my product. And depending on how many sellers there are, that'll vary between that and maybe even several thousand, or up in the 10 to 20,000 range. We don't want to set it too high, though. You might ask why I dragged it down, because there's really not a market that exists that has 100,000 customers looking for their product every month, but very little competition as far as sellers goes that's not patented, or you don't own the rights to the product. So maybe something like, of course, like Apple AirPods will sell 6 figures a month, but you can't really sell those. Does that make sense? So yeah, if you search that, it would actually be high search volume, very little competition for that specific product, but it's for a reason like that. Competition, we're going to go ahead and pull down maybe to medium to very low. In niche score, we're going to drag up to about 5. So the reason we're not putting just low competition, and I might even do high, is because for many of these markets that I'm describing, there's 15 out of maybe the first 50 sellers are actually selling the correct product, and there's not a lot of competition as far as number of competitors goes yet. There'll be a lot of the wrong products listed on that page. There won't just be 15. It'll still be all of page 1, but Amazon's going to be trying their very hardest to show you products related to what the customer might have been looking for. And that's actually why it might get so easy to enter these markets, is because it takes very little effort. You just have to give it a little push with some PPC, and then Amazon goes, oh, we actually don't have a lot of those results to show that customer, and they know they're getting 10,000 searches a month for that, so they'll actually index you higher. We're going to pull the niche score up to a 5 just because nothing that meets this criteria will be less than that anyway. So if we were to sort it, it would show, I think, a minimum of 5, really. Like if we put this to a 2, hit sort, and then sorted it the opposite direction, I don't think we would see a 2. Yeah, so it's right around a 5, is like I was saying. Because anything that meets this criteria, again, won't really be considered a very bad product, because we're not seeing the ones that would have been bad and had a low score. We'll pull it up to a 5, since that's the minimum we're seeing anyway, and then we'll actually leave it just like this, since it's already essentially doing that. What I found best, and you might have noticed when I first pulled this up, it's sorted from 10 down to 5. There's 6,000 results, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to sort the other way. I've just noticed it kind of provides more like realistic products, and these markets tend to be like a lot of the ones, if we were to go 10, copyrighted stuff, and things that just are irrelevant or just like crazy blown out of the water outbreaks. Like for instance, here we'll see a lot of flu masks, hand sanitizer, all that stuff. It's like all that this first page is. So we're going to go the other way. I tend not to trust this algorithmic score too much anyway, but I just found this is a little advanced tip for you guys. Just sort it this way and then start looking. It works the best. I've tested it many times. I've used this for literally probably hundreds of hours now. I've been using it for the past several months, a little bit every day. Maybe not on the weekends, but okay. Cool. So we have this list of products here. And again, you'll notice that they're keywords. They're not product ideas. So then what we're going to do is we're going to look for a keyword phrase that's about 2 to 7 word phrase. That is a 2 to 7 word phrase. So, material is a silly thing, right? That's not a search term that, well, how many people search that? 1,000 people search that. I don't know why, and I don't even know what that is. So again, that's not a good one to click on. But we'll use kind of our own intuition here and go, acrylic nail brush set might be good. That's kind of in that like 3 to 5 is the sweet spot for keywords. I'm just trying to break down how and why I click on certain ones. And then things that you're not too familiar with are usually a good thing, right? So I know what a mini cupcake wrapper is. I can imagine there's actually probably a lot of cupcake wrappers. But like I'm not quite so sure what acrylic nail brush set is. Using common sense, I could put together that it is going to be a, brush set for doing women's fingernails. If it's not that, then I'm going to feel like a little bit unintelligent. I think that's what it is. Yeah, acrylic nail art. Yes, it's for, okay, very good. Very good. I'm intelligent. Great. But let's just get looking through here, and maybe you'll catch up as we do it if you're not quite sure what to click on. If not, just click on everything. That's good advice, I guess. You'll waste a lot of time, but you'll figure it out eventually. Plant label stakes. Check that out. It's going to be spring soon. I'd imagine there's a lot of listings for these. So already, it's just a ton of really relevant listings. And I'm already seeing the best ranked ones have about 800. There's not too much of a complaint here. There's 5 stars, so it's not great. Good question to ask yourself is just, does this market really need another listing? Maybe you might not be able to answer that for yourself. But a lot of the time I'm just like, these customers will do just fine without me. There's not literally a need for me to sell that, and it would be quite hard to fight my way up there. I kind of want products where it's like, Amazon almost needs you to list this thing. It's like they're begging for it. 5,000 searches a month, or in my case, 17,000 searches a month, but there's only 15 of them. It's like, 15 to 50, whatever. That case, when you do go and list it, you are kind of rewarded, and there's really no launch required. You're just on page 1 immediately with a few sales. Still looking through here. I'm going to look through here, and then I'm going to cut back in once I find something. Alright guys, so I'm not going to lie, I've actually been looking through here for quite a while, maybe about 5 or 10 minutes. You can see I did skip ahead. I didn't actually look through 13 pages of 200 results. I really just went from I looked through 1 through 3, and then went from 3 to 13 just to kind of get a different view. And we're sorted by this score here, so I'm going to look at some 7s. But I have found something that I actually do, and I've clicked on other products before this, but I didn't like any of them, and I didn't want to waste your time either. So I just came across this one, and check this out. So I noticed something very specific. This acne pillowcase is searched 1,000 times a month, and check this out. Do we see anti-acne pillowcase? Okay, we see 1. That's just a normal pillowcase. That's just a normal pillowcase. That's the same one as that one. We see 2. Again, not the right thing. Not the right thing, not the right thing. See 3. That picture is quite ridiculous, honestly. It is an anti-acne pillowcase, but the picture, you could hardly see the pillow. They're doing quite well. So what are we at, 2 or 3? And then we go through here, and these are all just pillowcases. So there's 2 main competitors for this anti-acne pillowcase. And now all it is, you click onto one of these, let's see, anti-acne pillowcase. So all it is it's infused with micro amounts of metal, which are supposed to fight the bacteria on the pillow, or woven in with some, made with silver, right? However true that actually is, pure silver coated threads. We don't know if that's actually true, but it has really well ratings, and check this out. It's $40. Let's see, how's it doing? $60,000 a month. Just over 100 reviews. Not really, that's very impressive. And then the only other one that we saw was this one with the horrible picture. And how are we doing here? This guy's doing 16,000 a month with only 27 reviews, and he only has 4 stars, which is not that good. Okay, those are the actual pillows there. This is what I was saying. It's that's almost a lifestyle picture there. I'm not even quite sure That's just clearly Photoshop. So it's not a great listing. They've been selling for only about 3 months. They're already doing $60,000 a month, almost untouched. So this is exactly what I was trying to explain to you. You're looking, you're looking for a keyword that has search demand. So acne pillowcase, okay, it has 825. And then if we were to go to Keyword Scout and check, which is another great tool, what if we did anti-acne pillowcase? How many searches does that have? So anti-acne pillowcase has an additional 700, plus just, I think, acne pillowcase. Has, according to this, 541. The profit of the opportunity finder said about 800. So overall, we actually have over 1,000 customers every single month. So over 30 people every single day looking for a product that there's only one. Okay, this one says, again, acne fighting pillowcase. There's only 1, 2, 3, or 4, 3 or 4 of the correct product. So this is the kind of thing that we're looking for, right? It's very unique because we found a keyword, so we actually know that there are customers. We know people are looking for this product, but when they get here, they only have a few options. So if you were to put acne pillowcase or acne fighting or anti-acne pillowcase as the beginning of your title, it would be quite easy to rank on this page because Amazon knows you're actually a more relevant search than someone who just puts natural pillowcase or natural silk pillowcase, right? You're matching up much better and your keywords would be geared towards this acne thing. So this is how we can use Opportunity Finder to find a product that has very few competitors that we can craft the perfect listing to approach this market in. Now, you might not love that example, and everyone kind of has their own standards for products, but what I've found to be the best route is to go for the products that there's not 100 or 200 or 500 competitors for. Go for the things that have search demand, but no one really has a great listing for. And that's going to be one of the easiest things for you to do, and to do repeatedly, not just once. Or you might get lucky and rank a product in a market that everything just happens to work right for you. I've ranked a product in a market that was somewhat competitive, but when there's far less competitors, it's just so much easier. And this is a great way of finding products that are like that, because you're starting with that search term that you know customers are searching, and then you're going and basically saying, hey, does this have really good products listed already? If it does, maybe we could fit in there if there's not a ton of competition, but we might as well just keep looking a little bit longer. Like I said, I was sitting here really doing it for a realistic amount of time. I just cut it all out because I'm sitting here silently looking, but within about 30 minutes, you should be able to find several good ideas. So guys, that was Opportunity Finder by Jungle Scout. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. I appreciate it very much. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. On your right-hand side, you could sign up for a call with me if you want to talk to me on the phone. Right here, you can subscribe, and you can also watch another video up there. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you here on Monday for the next video. Later.